Okay, there we're recording. Okay, so welcome to class number 5 of the Restoring Metabolic Health Holistically. This is part 2 of balancing hormones. And the first part of balancing hormones, we focused heavily on stress for a reason. The classes before this one, we had the class number 1 was going over the MVPs of fat loss, number 1 and number 2. Believe it was, or number 1, number 2, and 3, I believe. Yes, number 1, 2, and 3, the MVPs related to metabolic health, and specifically for those of you that are looking to lose weight, fat loss. But stress plays a key role, which is why we spent so much time diving into cortisol and its impacts. So now today I will dive into how the vitamin D levels, viruses, liver health, what else do I have here? Lack of sleep, vitamin D, exposure to toxins, your liver health, all contribute to hormonal imbalances. And then I also will get into, let me move this keyboard. I also will get into the end of the class talking about PMS and menopause. I may briefly touch on PCOS, but since all women encounter PMS and menopause, they'll be the main ones. I'll see how much time I have left. Worst case, I do have a PCOS section in the classroom that I actually can post to if people have interest there. So, all right, where's my mouse on all my screens? Let me get ready to share my screen. Hold on, let me move some things around. Okay, so I'm gonna move this here for a minute. Give me my share. Where is my share? Okay, here's my share. We're going to share here, and we're sharing desktop 3. Yes. Okay. Well, share then. Okay, sorry, I'm rushing you. And this is, we got Mercury retrograde. Let me not rush the system here. Okay, I moved me over here. Yeah, that share was kind of like... share. Let's do a present. Boom, bam. Boom, bam. Yep, and you guys can all see this. You can all see it. You can all see it. And you may think that this is boring. Why are we talking about sleep? Let me tell you, if you think that some of the topics are boring, this is not the class for you. If you think you already know what's wrong with you, then why do you look like you do? Why are you struggling the way that you struggle? So instead of thinking that social media has taught you everything, or that you following different people has taught you everything, I dive into the science. These are things that you can Google scholar it to confirm that it has an impact. So I ask you to step out of that. And remember, I want to jump to a slide really quick. Okay, so you said yes for the PCOS. I want to jump to a slide really quick as a refresher. Well, no, I'll wait. No. We're going to jump to the slide. Let me jump to the slide, but let me exit out and jump to the slide. Hold on. I'm going to jump to the slide. We're coming to it later, but I want to kick the class off with this slide. Okay. So look, and I should have showed you this a lot sooner. This is a graphic here that, we don't want to do that. Okay. This is a graphic here that we use. Functional Nutrition Alliance is who my training, part of my training, the bulk of my training was through, as it relates to being a certified functional nutrition counselor. And when we think about the signs, symptoms, and diagnoses that brought you to this video, that brought you to this live, or brought you to this course, those are the branches on a tree, the signs, the symptoms, those things. However, your roots, when I say I'm root cause based medicine, those are your genes, digestion, inflammation, hormones, soil, the conditions that the roots live in. When I talked about in class number 1, your body is responding to the conditions that we subject it to. That's the soil. How much control do you have over the soil? So as we venture, we're at the halfway point with this class. We technically have 9 classes, but I added room for a bonus class in case I need to come back and touch on things. So the signs and symptoms that you see are the branches. And a lot of times doctors and Western medicine doctors, most of them will just treat your symptoms. The diagnoses they give you, the example I gave you before is that people will say, oh yeah, I have low iron. No, you don't have low iron. You have leaky gut. You have malfunction in your digestive system and your body can't absorb the iron. We'll get into digestion in the next 2 classes. But Does this make sense to you guys that are live and seeing this graphic? Your roots is what we have to treat. You ever try to just treat, when you have, those of you that have a green thumb, who just tries to treat the petal of the flower or the leaf of the tree? That ain't how we're taught to. When you take care of your plants, you treat the root. But we don't treat ourselves that way. We don't treat the soil or the root. We just try to treat the branches. That's not the way y'all take care of plants. Nobody I know of, and I don't really have a green thumb. Tell me in the comments live if this graphic resonates with you. I want you to take a screenshot. I want you to remember this. When you see branches of a tree, when you see a flower, we're going into that season. Your signs and your symptoms are what we see blooming. When you see your favorite flower over there with brown or yellow leaves or things falling off, do you know what's going on? You don't go over and rub the leaf and whoa leaf. You treat the roots. You treat the soil. You change out the soil. Nataki said that would kill my plants. Okay, you guys are telling me this is helpful. Good analogy. Yes. This is root cause based medicine. This is root cause based medicine. Okay, root cause based medicine is exactly this. Good. So screenshot this. So this is my thing. When you go to a doctor, what are they treating? What are they treating? When they're giving you omeprazole for your digestive system, they're not treating digestion. They're treating the symptom that you said when you said you're burping back up. That's not treating the root. So in these courses, I want you to remember the root. And so as we dive into, I want to say many of you will message me, and I love the eagerness. I love the excitement and everyone wanting to heal themselves and support their holistically. But when you guys message me, and this is not one person because there's several of you, message me and say, what should I do for this? And you give me signs and symptoms. It just further proves the system. How I get to the root is by a clarity consultation. I use a whole matrix where I break down. I'll show it in another class, but in the description box down here is where you can book a clarity consultation. I did add afterpay options now. The clarity consultation helps me get to the root of your signs and symptoms. Your signs and symptoms don't tell me much, because sometimes what I may think, that may not be the root cause. Your root cause of certain issues that you think you have, where you have done any type of evaluation, may not be there. So before you keep buying every supplement I recommend in every class and get every meal plan, and you're just you think you're playing target practice, and you're not. You're not, because you don't even know what you're aiming at. All right. For some things it will apply, but a lot of you, if you have those kind of questions and complex histories, you got to put the money aside to do it. That's what you got to do. Stop the drinking, stop the whatever, don't get your lottery tickets for the week, or sacrifice something else and pour into you. So now we're going to get into, come on now. Let me go back out, and let me go back out to the beginning of the presentation, but I wanted us to start with that. So where were we at? Sleep, exposure to stop toxins. Okay, so sleep, present full. Here we go. Lack of sleep. So sleep plays a crucial role in regulating your hormones that many of us, even I, did not realize when I first began studying this. We all hear sleep's important, get your sleep. But I know that as one, my doctorate is in health psychology. In order to get people to create changes that are sustainable, you need to teach them why they're doing it. A lot of people just want to know how do I improve my hormones? And they don't want to learn the connection, because when you understand why this is important, then the how and the execution, you're less likely then to stay up scrolling on social media. So number one is glucose metabolism. During your sleep, your body undergoes several metabolic changes. It's a metabolic health class. One of those is related to glucose. What is glucose? It's sugar in the blood, right? Pre-diabetic, that's me. Those that are type 2 diabetic. So your liver will release less glucose into the bloodstream when you are sleeping. Remember, melatonin's the sleep hormone. Cortisol's the awake hormone. What did I say happens when cortisol levels are high, you're awake? Glucose is being released because your body's like, you're awake, you need energy. But sometimes some of us have too much energy in the blood and it's not making its way to the cell. So lack of sleep will disrupt this process and lead to higher blood sugar levels. So if you have a concern of blood sugar levels or of diabetes, go to sleep. lay your ass down. You can refer back anytime I'm talking about sleep. Go back to lecture number 2. I gave you in lecture number 2, and in the classroom was a sleep assessment. There was a sleep assessment in that section, and you want to go back and do the assessment, because the assessment in and of itself gives you tips on areas where you can improve your sleep hygiene. Okay, so that's number 1, as related. And remember, when there's too much glucose in the blood, as it relates to fat, what does your body do? Anything that's excess in the blood. Let me see if y'all remember in the comments by class number 5. This is class number 5. What happens when your body has excess anything in the blood that it cannot get rid of? Where does it put it? Where does it put it? Let's see if I can move this here. Uh-oh. There we go. Move that down. Ah, there we go. Yes. It stores it as fat. It stores it as fat. Your fat cells are your lockers of protection. They're like storage units. It can't get rid of it, so what does it do? It stores it as fat. Okay, good. I moved something on my screen. Okay. Insulin sensitivity. When you sleep, your body, your sensitivity to insulin, the hormone, insulin's a hormone, increases, right? That's your insulin sensitivity, though, is your body's ability to respond to insulin. Insulin resistance means your body's not responding to that hormone, that messenger that's coming. Insulin sensitivity means it is responding. So it absorbs the glucose from the bloodstream, right? Remember the hormone life cycle? I'm going to remind you in a minute, where you have to create it, transport it, utilize it, get rid of it, meaning excrete it. The hormones have a 4-phase cycle. This is the utilize it part of the equation. Insulin sensitivity is the utilize it. Can your body do this? When you're asleep, your insulin sensitivity increases. Another reason why you need to go to bed, okay? So when you have less sleep, insulin resistance goes up, increases the higher blood sugar levels from the glucose staying in the blood. Over time, this increases insulin resistance. The insulin sensitivity goes down. Got it. Production of the growth hormone. The growth hormone. Not sure if you have heard about this, but the growth hormone plays a role in glucose metabolism, which improves what? Insulin sensitivity. Are y'all seeing the connection? Are you seeing the connection? Why you need to go to sleep? When I get people that are diabetic, or even myself, knowing I'm pre-diabetic, it's very important that you get in line with your body's natural circadian rhythms, getting in bed and planning on being asleep by 10, not getting in bed and scrolling at 10. I'm still guilty. I still struggle with that. I'm still working on that. Where am I? I'm still working on that. So cortisol regulation. We talked about cortisol in class number 2. Yes, adrenal glands and cortisol. Class number 2, we also talked about it a lot in class number 3 and even 4, where I talk about the importance of cortisol and its impact on your metabolic health. So remember, when all of this is disturbed, cortisol regulation, cortisol increases the stress hormone. It's the awake hormone. So when you're not going to sleep, guess what? It's the awake hormone. Insulin sensitivity will go down. You have more sugar in your blood because the glucose metabolism is slowed down, because your body looks forward to doing this at night, a restorative process. Also, as related to those that are trying to lose weight, we talked about the thyroid. We talked about the thyroid a couple weeks ago. Remember the T3 and the RT3. T3 is the fat burning hormone. RT3 is the fat hoarding hormone. Cortisol, when it goes up, what does it activate? RT3. So if you don't go to sleep, you are not activating the fat burning hormone. You're activating the fat hoarding hormone. The fat hoarding. Also, cortisol, as related to your sex hormones, will disrupt them. Disrupt your sex hormones, men and women. So this is not neutral. I mean, not just related to women, but with hormones with men and women. Let me know in the comments if you learned something new. I'm going to share with you what products and what pages from your textbook you can refer to as it relates to sleep, my tips related to sleep. But these are 4 reasons alone, whether you have weight loss or not, why you sleep, in terms of sleep, playing a crucial role linked to metabolic health. And if this helps to further persuade you to stop scrolling and go to sleep, I have to remind myself, because the sleep process, you can literally lose weight in your sleep. There's sleeping beauty syndrome. Your body, so many good things, and there's certain things that can't happen unless you're asleep. Good, you guys are saying yes. So as it relates to sleep, really quick, some of my favorites, and all of these are in the description box below. You can see that now when you're live. You also will see this on the replay. I have a sleepy time tea. The sleepy time, wait a minute, let me move. Let me do this. Do I want to stop the share? Oh no, it won't let me minimize it. Then I gotta, ooh, no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, let me do this. How do I do that? No, I'm not stopping to share. Y'all can see me up here. Sleepy time tea. Sleepy time tea is also detoxing. This tea has the most ingredients out of all of my teas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. You can go on and read about it. Chamomile, licorice, ginger root, rosebud, spearmint, holy basil, lemongrass, rose hips, fennel seeds, and spearmint. And I list everything it helps. It helps even with gastrointestinal issues. It's my most expensive tea. Even though, for me, it's the most expensive tea on my end, even though all my teas cost the same. It's the most expensive. It's the most bang you get for your buck, okay? So the sleepy time tea is one way, so you can increase that. We talked about the cortisol wellness drops. Cortisol is the awake hormone. Taking these, and even you think, okay, it's going to help bring that cortisol down. So when you're bringing the cortisol down at the time when you should be going to sleep, your melatonin can take over more. This helps. The holy basil also helps. I brought all my goodies in here for y'all. Wait a minute. Okay. The cortisol drops, the sleepy time tea. Do the sleep habits assessment from week number 2. In your book, the Home Apothecary book, I'm going to give you some pages. All right. I'm going to give you some pages. Get ready to write these pages down. The link for this is down there as well, whether you go at Amazon or get it at TikTok. Pages 146, 147, and 148. All right. Have some things, and I'll give you an idea of what that is. They have where you can make your own sleeping pills. You know, I'm not a big fan of pills. I'd rather you do the herbs and do the tea. Not a big fan of the pills at all, but you can make your own. I doubt many people would do this because you're combining a bunch of stuff and you got to put the stuff in the capsules, but it's there. Okay, this green screen, when I share, does not come up good, so I won't do that. But I gave you the pages, okay? Also, link to insulin, my new favorite. Since I got my blood sugar numbers back. Oh my goodness. The glucagon. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it later. I think the link is in there. I think the link is down there. If I didn't, I'm going to go back and add it. So if you're live and you don't see this, I'm going to go back and add it later. But it is on my TikTok and it's on my Amazon. But I got to make a note. Let me write a note to add this. I'm still bouncing back from being sick, so I'm having still a little bit of forgetting some things. I thought I put that there, but the way this thing dropped, and my one client who is actually a type 2 diabetic, it made her little meter on her arm alarm, like it dropped to a 58. Like this to me is the, I don't want to call it Ozempic in a bottle. It's more than that. It's like metformin, insulin, Ozempic. I'm watching my back get unbig in the lower part go. I'm going to talk about it at a different time. But it's amazing. Berberine, Ceylon cinnamon, chromium, picolinate, bitter, melon. Those, you know, I like the bitters. I'm learning more about the bitters. And turmeric, I was surprised I found it in a drop. Okay, so let me put this here so I remember. Oh, good, you started it. Okay. Nataki, I started it. Okay. Whoo, y'all. Okay, that's one of my favorites. Okay, so I gave you that and the glucagon. Okay, next up. Let's keep going. I want to say exposure to toxins as related to hormones. You might think, how does this apply? I'm not going to dive deep, but in looking at this screen, all of these things will worsen your PMS, worsen your PCOS, worsen your endometriosis, worsen menopause, worsen for men, testosterone levels, worsen your blood sugar levels. Any hormone you have, toxins will mimic. They will mimic those hormones and block the hormone receptor sites I talked about before. Or and when they mimic it, then when the real hormone wants to go and wants to dock, it can't get in. It cannot get in. So whether it's the pills you take, and like I tell you, you might be taking something healthy. Hi, Maribel, get some. It's okay. You only missed the first section on sleep. but I do want you to go back to it. Sometimes these pills and these gummies, they take the healthy things and wrap them in a bunch of layers of unhealthy stuff, of toxins. What's the point? The plastic, the BPA on your plastic bottles, the BPA in there, we're about to go into spring. What do we do? Because I'll be out there spraying my weeds. That stuff that we spray our weeds with is horrible. Matter of fact, some of the stuff that we have in that's in the chemicals that are in these weeds is also in our makeup, in our plastic containers, and the pills, the lining of your canned foods. Get rid of canned foods as much as you can. I am seeing more canned foods now say like BPA free lining or healthier lining. There's chemicals, toxins everywhere. And the chronic exposure to these toxins. Did I want to go right here to the liver? Yeah. This is how much I've been out of this. Okay, yeah. So I did. Okay, exposure to toxins. The water bottles, the heavy metals, I said all that. Okay. The major organs responsible for detoxing from your body are your liver, your lungs, your kidney, your intestines, and your skin. But the most important organ linked to balancing your hormones and weight and fat loss is what? We talked about the liver in class number 1. It's one of the MVPs. This slide should look familiar. I don't have to kind of remind you, but the liver performs over 600 functions. It's like the CEO. It's one of the main. It's right here. Take your right hand. Put your right hand under your rib cage. That's where it lies. So when I say castor oil liver pack, why would I not give the employee over my body that's responsible for 600 functions some love every night when I'm sleeping by wearing a castor oil pack? That's one I can say everybody should do. If you looking for something to buy, get the castor oil pack, and y'all stop putting it in your freaking belly button. That's oil pulling. You can do that. I can't support you, and I can't recommend on oil pulling other than in the mouth. But what I will recommend is castor oil pack over organs, because your belly button is not attached to an organ. If you get a benefit, maybe it's a placebo effect, maybe not. But what I will tell you is that over the liver, it will make a difference, and you have to be consistent. Remember, every nutrient, hormone, and chemical must be activated by the liver. If you're not supporting your liver, but you're eating healthy, or your hormone, especially if you're having issues with hormones, they have to be activated. If your liver can't do the job and activate it, that's part of the issue. Remember, we talked about the hormone cycle: create it, transport it, utilize it, excrete it. It might be making enough, but your body might not be able to use it. All right, your body might not be able to use it. These are the other things that your liver is supported by, that your liver does. Swelling, bloating, inflammation, dehydration, water weight, all of that. Why not support the liver? When I hear people complaining about excess water weight and they don't wear their castor oil pack, like what? Just goodbye. I say it enough. I say it enough. Do I have this other slide? Okay, yeah, I do. Okay. If your liver is taxed by toxins and unrecognizable foods and chemicals to feed your body, it can't do its job. It has 600 functions. If you're distracting the liver by having to deal with the bullshit and the shenanigans you put in your body, it can't do what it wants to do. And if you have weight and fat loss goals, the main thing that main goal, it can't focus on it, because it's focused on these medications, the prescriptions you shouldn't be on in the first place, the plastic water bottles you're using. I'm guilty sometimes too, but I've been trying to do this more. So just remember, your organs are like employees. And how would you want if you're like, man, I'm just trying to do the job and you done put all this extra work on my plate. I didn't ask for the toxins. I'm trying to over here help you get skinny, help keep the water weight down and everything. And you giving me, and what your liver has to do is pay attention first to the invaders, the toxins. And if it's busy doing that, it's not going to have time to metabolize the nutrients from that healthy meal that you ate. Got it? Okay. Another refresher: it creates bile. Bile breaks down fat. It metabolizes the nutrients. What does that mean? It breaks down the nutrients from the food, from the supplements that you eat, so that way they're usable. It manufactures carnitine. Carnitine takes fat to the mitochondria in your cell. Powerhouses. 80 to 90% of your metabolism happens in your cells, in the mitochondria. Why would you not want to support your liver? Okay? So if we're on class number 5 and you still have not ordered the castor oil liver pack, you need to start there almost before anything else. It's supporting everything, and you wear it every night, Okay. It also directs sugar in your blood. And if you have too much of it, what's going to happen? It's going to direct it. It's going to tell your body, send it to the fat cells. I can't metabolize it. I'm busy down here. She up here eating all this bull crap. She taking all these pills, these gummies called apple cider vinegar gummies. She's doing all of these things, and I have to get the toxins out of that. So I don't have time to help get the sugar out the blood. So put it in the fat cells. Put it in her belly. Put it right there in the belly, because I know it's going to be safe there. So when your liver becomes clogged, overwhelmed, overworked, it may slack off and things remain circulating in the blood. Too many hormones, too much sugar, too much cholesterol. And then you have high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes. You're wondering why your hormone levels is coming back normal, but clearly something's off with your body. Support your liver. It performs 600 functions. Okay? Did I drive my point home? Did I drive my point home as related to the liver? I feel some kind of way about the liver, as you can see. Okay, liver support tips. You've seen this before. Avoid the toxins. Limit the alcohol. It's the worst thing. Eliminate processed foods. That's the presotherapy I talked about before. Lymphatic drainage massage, dry skin brushing, infrared sauna, the castor oil liver pack, milk thistle. Milk thistle is one of the most powerful herbs for your actual liver. Liver support foods. You've seen this before in class number 1. Lemons, limes, beets, carrots, mushrooms, parsley, ginger, arugula. And you have in the classroom liver support recipes. So if you haven't been in the classroom and you've just been watching these replays, you're missing out, because if you go in the classroom and you tap on week 1 questions and materials, you have stuff there. Every week you have new recipes. When you participate in challenges, you get access to meal plans. Yes, it has to take you to my health portal, because I need you to sign off on a waiver, but that's what it is. I have a practitioner portal, and then we have the classroom, the forum, and learning area. Kajabi, and then Healthy. Healthy is my Mindfully Fit practitioner health portal. Kajabi is the Mindfully Fit forum and learning classroom. So if you want to take advantage of both, step out your comfort zone, go ahead, get your login password. The material is there for you. But castor oil pack and milk thistle really are like my go-tos for the liver. Outside, there's a liver support meal plan a lot of you got as well. Okay, let's keep it moving. Where are we doing? Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay. This is my reminder to you. When we talk about hormones, a lot of people, when they go, my hormones aren't balanced, they're thinking just sex hormones. Whether you are menopausal or whether you have PCOS, endometriosis, whatever it is with your hormones, and even like diabetes, blood sugar regulation is non-negotiable. PCOS is rooted in blood sugar issues. Blood sugar issues. The sex hormones often, if I don't address as a practitioner, or you don't have a practitioner, you have somebody that's just telling you, this is what you do for menopause. If you don't address these things here, this might be a small issue, because remember, I'll get into it when we get to menopause, but even once your body stops producing estrogen, your adrenal glands still make a little. Look where adrenal glands fall. Why wouldn't you support those? Why wouldn't you support those if going into after age 40, your ovaries are declining in the production of estrogen, but your adrenal glands still do? Not as much, but they still do. So if you're skipping and not supporting the thyroid that I've drilled in over the last few weeks, the adrenal gland I talked about in week 2, managing blood, regulating your blood sugar, supporting insulin. If none of this, you addressing issues related to sex hormones, including erectile dysfunction for men and things like that, Okay? Okay. Oh, glad. How are y'all feeling about this this information? It's reiterating stuff, but it's also reminding you all of these things are linked to hormonal imbalances. We talked about stress all last week. We talked about sleep. I just talked about exposure to toxins, your liver, which is the main one in exposure to toxins. So once again, your metabolism reflects what you do by creating a body that can survive the conditions it is subjected it to. Remember, I showed you that tree, the soil, the roots, the branches. What are you subjecting? Your body is that tree. What is the soil like? What are the roots? What's going on with do you even know? That's why you're here, though. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm an expert at, getting those roots right. So what have you subjected it to? Are you subjecting your body to the blue screen light at night? What type of people, places, and things and energies are you subjecting that tree of life we call your body to? Because a lot of times our bodies malfunction. You think it's malfunctioning. It's just trying to maintain what? Homeostasis. Because you subjected it to something. And it's like, I'm just trying to keep you healthy. And it manifests as those signs, symptoms, diagnoses, high cholesterol, diabetes, PMS, leaky gut, all of that stuff, SIBO. It's only responding to the soil you put it in. Thank you. Okay, Nataki said that's helping to drive it. I want you to remember your tree and think of your body as a tree of life. We always focus on the branches, on the branches. But what are roots like? What kind of soil you putting it in? Because you can't come to me complaining, telling you something I told you would work. The castor oil pack or any of these remedies I'm recommending will never work as a standalone if you're not doing everything. This is not a one fix. If y'all could see it, one day I'm gonna take y'all through a day in the life. The number of things I do as a 48-year-old to just look how I look, and I'm not even where I want to get. I'm working on it. To feel how I feel, to not have certain symptoms, it's a fight. It sucks that health insurance doesn't cover a lot of these things. But I realized a long time ago, I got to make the shift. Because I'm not going to be the one that's tapped out. It's too many people I went to school with that's tapped out. They 48, 49, 50, and they look bad. And it don't get easier. And I'm like, ooh, I ain't never going to look like that. I don't care what I got to do on supplements, how much I got to exercise, get my sleep. You ain't never catching me like that. It's too much life left to live. To not have no energy, to can't bend, to not feel good in my clothes, to put on that damn waist trainer and do all that stuff and be hot. That's too much work. It's too much work for me. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay. I know that's right. Legacy said in the comments, I just got to get my diet and sleep together and it's on and popping. You see how we talking? Because anybody else said, let me just get that pill. Not knocking people to take pills, but you have to execute all of the pieces. It's not one thing. Do the supplements help? Yes. Before you buy them all, if you can do a clarity consultation, I will get you all the way right with here's your root. Because some of the stuff you may buy, you may not need that supplement because what's in that may be in another one. And if you have all of these things, you're likely not to execute behavior-wise. You're going to just have a whole bunch of supplements and you're not executing. I want you to execute. I want you to execute. You got to make the shift. The shift is behavior. The shift is behavior change. And after I have some clients that do clarity consultation, they'll go into one of my coaching programs for that reason, to help you make the behavior shift. Because we can buy it and I can teach it, but it's the execution. Or attend our Walk the Talk Wednesdays. Walk the Talk Wednesdays where I help you with the execution. All right? So let's keep on moving along. Okay, viruses. This is going to be quick. This is just going to be quick. This is going to be real quick. I'm just reminding you of all the things that affect your hormones. So what I found often in my practice after the pandemic is that I have clients that have long COVID. And it impacted their hormones in many, many ways. So these different are just an example. Because remember, viruses influence your endocrine organs. Your endocrine organs are what? The ones that release hormones. This is why endocrine organs are regulated by what? The hypothalamus. My main supplement is the most expensive supplement, but it works. And you got to stay on it. Is in below. It's the Sacred 7. It's $88 a month. It's an amino acid. Ain't no way around it. I made it work and fit as soon as I got the glimpse of a hot anything. And you got to be on it. You can't be on. I put it on a subscription. You can't be on 1 month and it ain't work yet. Some of y'all so jacked up. You need the time. But it works. It works. It works. It works. She has plenty of videos and everything else. But I typically recommend that in the clarity consultation. That's not, and the reason I put it here is because many of y'all aren't just going to go buy that on a whim. You not. And I would recommend that you do a consultation before you buy it. To be sure, because you may not need some of the other things, okay? But I did put it here. It's down below in the description box. This is more, and it's more complex issues. And I really have to matrix out and see if it's something that you need, because I'm careful in how people spend their money. I'm very mindful. Many of us don't have supplements in the budget, and it begins to shift as you get closer in age. So viral infections, do I have this up here? No, I don't. Okay, so viral infections, your hormones can malfunction due to a virus. There's an invader, bottom line. So even when you get things like the flu, anything that's a virus your body's having to fight, it throws off that nice harmony of hormones, okay? But the main link, I just want to point out this with the viruses, the main link. So if you're recovering from any of this, have any of this, while I want you to avoid antibiotics and things like that, because woo, it knocks things out, just keep in mind that this can impact. It's another reason why you should support your immune health. We're going to get to that in 2 more weeks out. After 2 more classes, we're going to get to immune imbalances, because you want to protect your immune system. But one of the things, that I want to. Wait, not back, Roxanne. Ooh, going too fast. Low vitamin D. Low vitamin D, low vitamin D. A lot of us have it. Tell me in the comments if you likely have, I mean, it's health information. I have low vitamin D. I'm not consistent with taking my vitamin D supplement. This is my favorite vitamin D supplement because it has K2, because it has MCT oil and omega-3. It's the main one that I recommend. It's linked below in a tincture, in a bottle. I'm not consistent with this. I've been focusing more on my sex hormones when I know better. When I know that the vitamin D your body needs, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into why vitamin D is important. But it's linked below. It's very hard for me to be consistent, but now that I realize that might be the missing piece to my puzzle with consistency. So vitamin D is a nutrient that our bodies actually make, right? Our bodies make it, but it's hard to get enough through food. We eat it and our bodies make a small amount of it, okay? And for many of us, that's why a supplement is necessary. It's two forms, vitamin D2, which is more plant-based, and vitamin D3, okay? So it's a fat-soluble hormone, and it's directly linked to hormone metabolism. So if you don't have adequate levels, I don't have adequate levels. I don't have adequate levels. I don't have adequate levels. I got to get that thing. It will inhibit biosynthesis. What is biosynthesis? Your body's ability to use your hormones that your body's making. So even though my estrogen levels just came back, my labs, I was like, oh, my estrogen's still good. My estrogen's still good. So some of it's coming down. I don't have anything to compare it to, but I'm surprised at where my estrogen is still at for age 48. I know things are different. They're lower, but I'm like, oh, my estrogen is still good. I'm in the 500s during my follicular phase on day 10. And I know people who are like, girl, my estrogen was a 3. Like, bitch, you menopausal all the way. We got to get you together. But I got too excited like I was on TikTok, y'all. I'm sorry for the B word. That's like a term of endearment. Anyway, the vitamin D is necessary to activate the hormones. Men and women, when you don't have the vitamin D in a bottle, your levels are not right. Oh, I love the Empress said she takes her vitamin D is great. You take vitamins. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. Your body needs it to activate the hormones. So remember I talked about the hormone cycle. Create it. Y'all laughing at me. Y'all just know it. Create it, transport it, utilize it, excrete it. This is to utilize it. If the vitamin D levels are low, it cannot activate the hormone. So I might have enough estrogen. Listen, follow me. Y'all gonna make me turn this. I want to stop the share, but I hate clicking around. Listen. Wait. No, Roxanne. Okay, y'all. This is big. Okay, I can. Wait, we gonna stop this shit. Come here. Listen to me. Because I just had an epiphany on my vitamin D. And I had a doctor's appointment today. I just had an epiphany. It's like I knew this, but sometimes it's reiterated when I'm teaching it. Listen. So my estrogen levels came back in the 5s during the follicular phase. Great. Like a normal woman. Not a 48-year-old that's perimenopausal, although I am in that category, right? So my doctor might say, you're fine, Roxanne. No. Things are declining because we don't have a before. We don't have a baseline. I might have used to be in the 800s or something. But because we know, follow me on the hormone creation cycle, vitamin D is needed to activate it. I'm producing enough. I'm creating enough. It's being transported because I'm doing all of the things, It's being transported, but is all of the estrogen I have being activated? Do you follow me? Because vitamin D helps to activate it. So if my vitamin D levels is low, they low. It used to be an 8. It's a 20. The levels want you 30 and up. For functional, we want you above a 60. For functional. Do y'all follow me on that cycle? Well, that was a good example. Thank you, universe. Thank you for that. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to do it right now while y'all commenting on the thing. Let me just do my... I ain't get enough out. Are you following me? My body's creating enough. And here I go over here. Yeah, I'm perimenopause. Let me see what these estrogen levels going to be. Oh, the estrogen levels are actually good. It might not be activated. This is why when you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, your hormone levels are fine, but your body, something is off. Create it, utilize it, transport it, excrete it. 4 stages of the hormones. Something might be wrong at one of those stages. That's what I do. That is what I do. What I just did with myself is what I do when I matrix you guys out. Pam Pam. Pam. Pam, did I miss that? I wonder if I missed that. I had to go back. I might be waiting to add it in. Pam, now I need a sticky note. Now I need. I'm so careful with y'all because I don't want to give y'all 10 supplements. I just try to wait and see what the body gonna do. Pam, wait. I'm gonna go back in and check your stuff to see if it's logged there. She said yes. Okay. Pam, I made a sticky note. My sticky notes. Okay. So, oh wait. Wait. I'm gonna take a moment to do something. I want to show y'all something. Hold on. Where's my practitioner files? Hold on. You're gonna like this. It's gonna be good. Don't worry. Okay. Wait, quick look. Okay. Yes, I'm about to show y'all something. Okay, where's it at? There it is. Okay, wait a minute. Now I gotta share my screen. Okay, then we're gonna get back to the slides, but I want to show you something. That's on my tongue. What in the world? Thanks for bearing with me, y'all. I'm trying not to rush, but I'm trying not to be slow. But I'm just getting it back together. Okay, here we go. I'm sharing my screen with you. I want you to see this. Let's see when it comes up. Let's see. Vitamin D, and then we're about to dive into PMS, menopause. So on my screen, I'm gonna try to make this bigger for you. What you see here, some of this may look familiar to some of y'all. This is wait a minute, right here. This client was fine with me doing this. This client is, as you can see, is from 2022. It's no information here, and I did get her permission before whenever I share this. In a clarity consultation, this is what I do after I get like a 20-page document plus a couple more documents from you where you complete and answer questions. I then matrix out. You don't got to know what this means. I'm just letting you know your doctor doesn't have time when you go to put your symptoms in these categories. I get anything, and I only list the stuff that I feel like is related to your issues. So everything, look at this, her antecedents. Her mom had COPD, low thyroid, lupus, and eczema. She had a vaginal birth, early nutrition. She was formula fed. These different things, triggering events. She had her first child when she was 25, antibiotics. Look at this, strong history. She also had her implants removed at 41. This was a more complex case. She had an issue in every bucket. Look at this, every bucket. I do all of this, and then I create a care plan. This is what I do here. So I'm showing you all of this. So when I say clarity consultation, y'all not trained to do this. You not trained to do this. Let me do it. All right. You're on here trying to figure out, oh, I have this and I have this and I have this. Do you know how many supplements, if she came to my class, she'll be taking and don't need that many? You got it? Okay. Wanted to share that. I'm going to minimize this and go back into our presentation. Okay, so talked about vitamin D. Back to the vitamin D. Low vitamin D, as it is related to hormonal imbalances that cause weight and fat loss struggles, but also other issues. But this one, it causes estrogen and progesterone imbalances. We as women need estrogen and progesterone, and any imbalance in that, no matter the age, often women in their 20s and 30s will get estrogen dominance, but women that are starting to lose, because as we get older, we decline in the progesterone and estrogen imbalance. Don't think that you still can't have estrogen dominance. I have a whole protocol for how I treat estrogen dominance. You can have it because your progesterone levels are low, even if you're entering menopause or about to enter menopause, you're perimenopausal. So, also here, wait a minute, sluggish thyroid. It impacts this as well. Wait a minute. Wait. I want to make sure I don't miss these notes. Okay, wait. Okay, y'all working with me post what you call it. Okay, I'm gonna come back. Decreased insulin sensitivity. Me, pre-diabetic, pre-diabetic, pre-diabetic. High A1C, but I just learned, I'm in a new class learning about a new lab that they don't, it's called a HOMA IR. It's a better indicator than an A1C. I'm gonna talk about it later on. But I'm gonna start requesting it for my clients, and their doctors may already do it. Anyway, overproduction of cortisol. Do you low vitamin D? If you have low vitamin D, if y'all don't start, and I'm talking to myself, start taking your vitamin D. It creates hormonal imbalances, a sluggish thyroid. The thyroid is what? Your furnace that burns it. It decreases your insulin sensitivity. So what does that mean? It leaves more sugar in the blood. The sugar then has to do what? Get stored as fat. And it increases the production of cortisol. Why do we want that when we already over here using our cortisol wellness drops? Does the cortisol wellness drops have vitamin D? Yep. I was going to say this better have vitamin D in it or I messed up. Yep. The cortisol wellness drops actually have 50 mcgs. I don't know what that is. 42% of your daily value in it. So for those of you that if it's not super low, you don't got to be taking both. You see where I'm going with this? I have to take both. My vitamin D is too low. It's Legacy said that's on my $1,000 list. Let me tell you, this life when I switched over, whoo child. But now that I'm here and I adjusted from the cast iron pots to the glass stuff, it took me time. It did not all happen overnight. So anyone watching this and feel like all I can do is the free class and get me some cortisol wellness drops, you're doing more than people that actually have the money to do all of the things. And the rest will come. So just keep following me doing this stuff. I got a spring cleanse we're going to do soon coming up. So, all right. So don't be down like you got to have all of the things. It's nice if you do, but okay, I want to give you some more on vitamin D. So vitamin D is stored in the liver. Follow me, because I'm going to connect the dots for you. Vitamin D is stored in the liver. Remember, 600 functions in the liver? Viruses can inhibit the liver's ability to store the vitamin D. Come here. Especially in the presence of low ferritin levels with ferritin iron. A lot of you have low iron. This is why I tell people, oftentimes people that usually have low iron also usually have low vitamin D. I don't have low iron though. But common times people already have low iron. I said, do you have low vitamin D? They go, Dag, how did you know? And then I go, oh, do you have gut issues? Dag, how did you know? Because the low iron is often linked more to gut issues than you not taking in enough iron. Also, when you have viruses, back to the virus thing, it will block the metabolic pathways for hormone metabolism. All right, I forgot to mention that earlier. So sometimes low vitamin D is a sign that you could have a virus too. But for me, that ain't the sign. But vitamin D, because it's a fat-soluble hormone precursor, it's directly linked to your body's ability to break down and use the hormone. If you don't have enough vitamin D, those hormones, you decrease the ability of your body to use the hormone. So even if you're producing it, your hormone imbalance will be more profound. And then it won't make sense when you go to the doctor because they're like, your hormones are fine. You're like, but I'm having all the symptoms. Address the vitamin D. It's also linked to not only to low estrogen levels, but it's linked to the hot flashes, the mood swings, all of those things. Oh, I'm about to be excited to see how I change. And I don't even have those symptoms. I think it's going to affect my insulin sensitivity more with one side. That's the one thing I realized I was not on top of was my vitamin D. And I had a real good report with my doctor today, but yes. Remember when you take your vitamin D, it's good if you take it with a healthy fat, which is why I love this one, because what does it have in it? It has the omega-3 already in it. So you don't got to worry about eating. And you don't want to do too much healthy fat when you're taking it. So that's why I love this one. I no longer do the pill form that my doctor would, give me. And mushrooms are the one that have, let me go here. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Boost your vitamin D with foods. Mushrooms are the best vitamin D vegetable. All right. So add mushrooms to your stir fries, your mixtures, things like that. The flesh of fatty fish, sun exposure, cod oil. Oh, they sent me some cod liver oil. Oh, maybe I got to start taking that. There's be too many things to take, y'all. Even I'll be overwhelmed with my own. I need to matrix myself the way I put the matrix up to see, Roxanne, what do you focus on? Because I've never matrixed myself. That's what that was. That's a matrix. So when you get the clarity consultation, I matrix you. And then I go and I research and I move and then I put together what you are to do. So, okay. So you have that. Once again, the pyramid of hormones. Screenshot Screenshot if you want. It reminds you when you're just trying to address sex hormones. Oh my goodness, I'm menopausal. Did you address blood sugar, insulin, adrenal health, thyroid health before you got to sex hormones? Because all of those that lead up impact sex hormones. So sometimes the issue is not that your sex hormones are declining, but they may be worse because you're not addressing this. Address this first. Address this first. And some of this will resolve itself, or it won't be as intense in terms of the impact. Okay, we're doing good. Hormone-based life events. Hormone-based life events. You recognize this. Acne, a hormone-based life event is puberty. Another hormone-based life event, pregnancy. Hormone-based life event, menopause. Why do I have the man with the estrogen belly? Because when men begin developing fat around the abdominal region, the fat cells in that particular region will start converting testosterone to estrogen. So your man's belly, actually, he has right here what she needs. She got hot flashes because her estrogen levels is low. His body's converting testosterone into estrogen and giving him male boobs because that's what the fat in that abdominal region does. Yes. Okay, I'm making sure I didn't miss anything with this hormone receptor sites. Did I talk about hormone receptor sites? Did I miss that? Okay, let me just stay here because maybe it's going to come back up. Sometimes I'll be ahead of myself with my random notes. Oh, yeah, I am ahead of myself. Okay. I am. So, common hormone-based life events I just went over. Keep in mind, I'm going to bring up PMS and those kind of symptoms and things. But you know, cravings, hair growing in weird places, weight gain, sometimes that's aggressive. Those are signs of hormonal imbalances. So when people go, the young girls go, I don't got no hormonal imbalance. Yes, you do. I'm looking at your face. I'm looking at where you're carrying the weight. It is. And then when I break it down, it's like, oh my goodness, I do. They're so quick to lump me as a 48-year-old into menopause. And it's like, you get a hormonal imbalance every month called PMS. And men go through their own. I don't know much about it as much, but there's more research that's mounting that men do go through this. We know they have declining testosterone. For women, many of the conditions that are associated with our reproductive system are simply an expression of hormones that are out of balance. So when people go, I have endometriosis or I have PCOS, and not that it shouldn't be serious, but oh my goodness. So many doctors will approach it with a pill instead of lifestyle modification. One girl had PCOS. I had her lose weight and improve her symptoms just by her removing coffee. I was ready to keep working with her. It was on one of my corporate wellness sites. She's like, oh, I'm doing good. I cut out the gluten like you said, and I cut out my coffee, and I'm fine. I'm like, wow. And she was struggling. I'm seeing the acne, the weight gain, and it was that one small thing, her cutting out that acidic, toxic cup of coffee in the morning. We talked about that. I'm not going to go back into it because one of the previous lectures, I went all the way in, and that's what helped her PCOS. I didn't even have to put her on the PCOS meal plan, do nothing else. She was fine there. Okay. Conditions such as these that I just stated are actually what we call, in functional medicine, a lot of people come to us what we call a downstream diagnosis. I have diabetes. I have high cholesterol. I'm struggling with PMS. I'm struggling with menopause. Those are upstream imbalances that need to be uncovered. The imbalance occurred upstream, and what happens downstream? You end up with this issue. Downstream diagnoses that have an upstream imbalance. I was trained to look at what happened upstream. We have to run it back. So when people come and say, I have this, that's why sometimes I don't always need your labs. It's like, okay, so if the doctor diagnosed you with diabetes, you have an issue with your body metabolizing sugar. If you have high cholesterol, your body has an issue metabolizing cholesterol. Let me run back up the hill, upstream diagnosis, and see where the physiology, the functionality, where things went wrong. Let me look at the roots and the soil to see where things went wrong. So PCOS, endometriosis, and PMS are more like branches stemming from roots, which include hormonal metabolism issues and imbalances. That's where those fall. And so when I see people complaining about those things, they don't get their sleep. They're eating whatever they want. High stress levels, not managing stress, the gluten, the alcohol, that all complicate. Everything that you've learned from me thus far will improve those things right there. Everything. Castor oil pack. Oh, okay. Did you speak about decreasing cholesterol levels and what can be done to take lower good and bad cholesterol levels? No, I didn't speak about that and what causes smelly uterine discharge. Oh, so that's like a candida type thing here. Um, and that would be an immune imbalance or a gut imbalance if it's linked to that. And that can be caused by cortisol levels. It can be caused by the food, all of that kind of stuff. That matrix, if that they put that on the matrix, I'm going to put them, depending on the questions that I ask, I'm going to put it over in an immune imbalance with back and also a gut imbalance to help target it, because that's it's connected there. And then decreasing cholesterol levels. Oh, decreasing cholesterol levels is how your body metabolizes cholesterol. So it depends, because 75% of your cholesterol your body makes, other 25% is what comes in. It's supporting the liver. Anybody I work with cholesterol levels, you're supporting the liver. Your liver is responsible for metabolizing it. So it's supporting the liver. And the cholesterol is a whole nother, that's a whole different plan that I do for supporting cholesterol levels. But once again, as related to metabolic health, your body, if it can't metabolize it, break down and use it, and it sits in the blood, it turns into fat. It gets stored as fat. It gets stored in there with the fat cells. Too much sugar in the blood, too much fats in the blood, that's cholesterol. Too much sugar in the blood, that's diabetes. See where I'm going? So it's all connected. This is me giving surface level. Each of these topics that y'all bring up as questions could be separate, but really this course was for to make you aware. This is where something's going wrong. So what's the root cause? What's the root issue with cholesterol? The liver. The liver. Begin supporting the liver. Yes, it's some in how you eat as well, but support your liver in metabolizing it. And that's a whole different breakdown of how I support that. Okay, good questions. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong screen. I'm on the wrong screen. Bring my mouse back. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Reminder again from the beginning of the class. So cholesterol, yeast infections, smelly uterine discharge, these are the branches. Signs, symptoms, diagnosis, PMS, menopause, whatever is your complaint is the branch. You got to get to the root. This tree is your tree of life. If you're not trying to get to the root and you're only treating the symptoms, it ain't going to improve. And the soil, the conditions. If you have a stressful lifestyle, you're drinking coffee, you're going to bed late, you have alcohol, that's the conditions. Then even if we're treating the roots and you don't change the conditions, how are the roots going to do well for the branches and the signs and the symptoms to thrive, to go away, which would be thriving? Thank you, Marcia. So remember, tree of life. I love this for you guys. A screenshot is what they bring us back to this all the time in my training. So so that's what I do with that matrix. No matter what the condition, in the beginning when I would get, they began to send me, doctors will send me clients who need surgeries, but they need to lose weight first. And I would get more complex cases and go, and my mentor, Andrea Nakayama, that's who started the Functional Nutrition Alliance, reminded me, go to the root, Roxanne. Go to the root. Like the root with heart conditions is inflammation. It's going to fall into hormonal, inflammation, digestive, somewhere in one of those three buckets, most of them. Or genes. When it's genes, you're predisposed, and we just got to know to support it, because that means your roots, your soil has more of this. So what kind of, well, actually, no. If your roots have more, we got to put it in better soil. If you have a genetic disposition. I know I'm genetically disposed to just have higher cortisol levels. I'm genetically disposed to the type 2 diabetes. So I needed to change the conditions. I can't be popping off and getting mad at everybody all the time. I got to be calm and stop and do my breath work and take my cortisol drops and do all of the things to make sure that I don't end up, my branches don't end up as type 2 diabetes. Your lab work, that's the branches. The interpretation of your lab work by a functional medicine practitioner, which is what I am, that's the roots. That's me getting to the roots. Okay, let's keep going. Signs and symptoms of PMS. Signs and symptoms. Wait a minute. Why did I? Oh, okay, I got to come back to this. Okay, I got two different sections out, y'all. Wait a minute. Where we at? Oh, we're 804. We good. We are good. Oh, wait. I gave y'all those pages. Wait a minute. Where's my little notes? Did I get to that yet? Oh, it's coming up. Okay, I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, in your guidebook, really quick. PCOS, page 191. Page 191, PCOS in your textbook, the Holistic Guide to Wellness, a whole section. Page 191. Also in the classroom, PCOS meal plan you get free if you buy one of the wellness teas, and I tell you which wellness tea actually helps with PCOS. It's in the classroom, the Kajabi classroom information. If you're replaying this or you're new to watching this live, is linked below. And then once you're in, you go to the circle/tab that says PCOS, and it's there. The meal plan isn't just there because I have to bring you into I just can't be out here willy-nilly giving out a meal plan without you signing off on a waiver. You got to come over into the health practitioner portal to get that. So wait a minute, I have my some paperwork here because I wanted to make sure there's so many signs and symptoms for PMS. So I'm just going to run a bunch of stuff down just to give you. And they say 80 to 90% of women report the PMS symptoms, okay? Cravings for carbs, sweets, and chocolates, increased appetite or hunger, headaches, migraines, fatigue, dizziness, heart palpitations, low blood pressure, mood swings, anxiety, depression, water retention, bloating, breast swelling and tenderness, digestive issues. You notice that a lot of you, sometime where you might get more diarrhea during that time, cramps and low back pain. These are all, and it depends on the severity. Some people had it worse when they were older. It's better now, or vice versa. It just depends. Some of the common causes of PMS. This is what I want you to hear. The common causes of PMS. Oh, thank you. Nataki said, as someone with 80 plus, oh my gosh, I bet 80 plus house plants. I'm just trying to keep my 2 plants living. Wow, that will stick for you. Good. The soil. Sorry, I came back. I seen that comment. Causes. Excess estrogen is one of the #1 causes. Because of that dip, we have an imbalance of the estrogen and the progesterone during that time of the month. Environmental exposure to chemicals, cosmetic products, cleaning products, plastics. So some of the ways are you removing the toxins that I just talked about that cause hormonal imbalances. See the connection? Do you see the connection? You up there cleaning with Fabuloso because you like the smell, but the Fabuloso is throwing your hormones off. There's a lot more products on, or go back to the old school ways when our parents mixed baking soda, vinegar, and the other stuff. You need to be mindful of what you are inhaling, what you are ingesting, what's going onto your skin. That can create hormonal imbalances. And a lot of times we don't think about it. The deodorants that we use. I switched my laundry detergent a year ago. It took me a while. I was focused only on food. So I say this because don't go out. You can't go out and do it all in a day. It's a lot of money to go, let me get rid of everything. Pace yourself so you can build behavior and build the behaviors, and also slowly your home environment and the things you indulge in and engage in will become healthier. Legacy said, I've never really had PMS. That's okay too. When my cycle comes, it's like not there, minus the obvious fluid. Well, that's nice. Well, that's nice. Adrenal fatigue. We talked about the adrenal glands, right? Stress, blood sugar imbalances, lack of sleep, low serotonin, that's the happy hormone, increase of aldosterone, that's due to stress, that's related to water, inflammatory foods, excess caffeine, y'all coffee drinkers. That's all common causes for PMS. That makes it worse. So when you eliminate that, you limit some of how bad the PMS is. My go-to for I have it up here. My go-to for PMS, lifestyle support, screenshot. You know, you all have somebody that has PMS or complaining, a teenager, whatever. This applies to the castor oil pack. You just shift the same castor oil liver pack around to the front. The first half of the month, because my cycle is pretty regular. I used to be 28 days. Now I'm like 23 to 26 before it comes, because I'm 48. So the first 14 days of my cycle, I wear it over my liver. The last 14 days of my cycle, I shift it to the middle to support. Today is day 1 of my period. There's sometimes where I would not be on no live. For those of you that follow me on TikTok, I'm on there practicing the darn boots to the ground line dance. And I'm a little crampy today, but nothing like before. I taught a workout class yesterday. I knew I was bloated by how my clothes was fitting. I could have did more work leading up to limit some of the bloat. But I'm doing pretty good for day 1 because I'm mindful of this. Epsom salt baths, address your sleep quality. You got to get your sleep. Young, old, in between, gentle yoga, meditation, and journaling all help in terms of lifestyle modification. Okay. Nutritional support. Remove the gluten, the dairy, the sugar. That's our basic protocol in functional nutrition counseling. And with anybody we start with, we remove this. Any condition, it's the basic. So if you know your period's coming that week leading up, remove it. Sometimes just removing it that week leading up will minimize those symptoms, because PMS is the leading up, premenstrual. Eliminate alcohol and bad fats, but you want to increase the good fats. Ground flaxseed is excellent for estrogen detoxification, because at some point in your cycle, the progesterone goes so low that the estrogen, even if your estrogen is high, even if your estrogen is low, it's higher than the progesterone. So ladies that are perimenopausal or menopausal, keep in mind, not menopausal, if you're menopausal, you're not getting your period. If you're perimenopausal and you still have PMS, keep in mind that even if the estrogen's going down, there still can be an imbalance. Like imagine you had a plate of food and you got too much salt and just a little bit of sugar. Like you got to balance it out. I don't know if that made sense, but you know. Turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, magnesium, zinc, chromium, and iron. I have meal plans that support every phase in the menstrual cycle. I just haven't uploaded them to my page yet. So if you're interested and you don't see them on the meal plan page, just message me, because some people really struggle bad. They really, really struggle with PMS. As related to PMS, in your book, in your home apothecary book, that's linked below, page 259 and 262. Page 259 and 262. 259 and 262 have two remedies for you. 259 and 262. I forget. Let me see what they call. Let me see if it's something I like. 259 has the moon tea. 260, but it's a lot of ingredients. 262. Oh, that's an anise tea for menstrual cramping. That's two things. That's the anise seeds. I like that. And a cup of hot water. Right there. But a lot of it is preventing it before it starts. Stinging nettle. Do I have it there? Oh, it's my next slide. Wait a minute. It's on my next slide, because I'm about to go in. Adaptogenic herbs. I already talked about those earlier on. All right. There's several different ones that can help. Be careful with adaptogenic herbs, because if you have an immune balance, this is why I tell you guys the clarity consultation will help, because some of you have issues where you're just going to order this because it helps, but it may make other things worse. So if you have an issue where you're like, well, I wonder if these combine, can they do it? That's what I do. That's what I do. Chromium for blood sugar balance is important. This for blood sugar balance is this glucagon. Y'all, I posted it on my TikTok, but I would be between this and the cortisol wellness drops. I'm so in love with what this is doing. Oh my gosh. I'm probably going to talk about it when we get on TikTok tonight. And I'm going to be you're going to see so many more videos about this, because so many people struggle with blood sugar, and it's linked especially to PCOS, even PMS, menopause. Remember on the pyramid, blood sugar balance? Blood sugar balance. What do your labs say? Oh, but you got to be careful. If you're on metformin or anything you take, you got to be careful. This will drop that sugar like this is amazing. And this needs to be more money. For what it is. It's like liquid gold. Wait a minute. I don't know if I took this one today. I've been busy. Okay. We're under. Evening primrose is good for breast tenderness. Stinging nettle, I swear by. You can give this to the teens as well. They need to take it the days leading up. Stinging nettle. That is, do I have that here? I try to bring everything up here. Yep. Did I link it below? Oh, darn, let me wait. I don't think I linked it below. Wait a minute. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I know it's in my, if those of you are like, I've been meaning to get that, the right one is in my Amazon showcase, but I'm making myself a note to go back in after to make sure if this is not down there on the live, if you're watching the replay, this is down there. The glucagon, Gluco, glucagon, not glucagon. That's two different things. Glucagon. They got to get tricky with how they label things. But the stinging nettle, right here, right there. This is a new bottle. I haven't opened that one. Cramps, heavy bleeding. It helps with your iron levels. It helps with bloating. That's the only thing I do, along with the Rev Me Up tea from the 10-day reboot. I will typically do that the days leading up. This time I didn't. But when I do that, I don't even bloat. It'll be like, period, what you doing here? And I will still be on flat. And so today I'm out there dancing like, oh man, yeah, I'm bloated. But that's what you should, that's tips there. So screenshot. Okay. Oh, we're good. Hormone life cycle, to remind you again, your body must create it, it must transport it, it must utilize it, it must eliminate it. I talked about this earlier in the other classes, but I need you to remember the cycle before you go, I don't have enough of this hormone. And the lab say you have enough. Okay, it's creating it. What does it do? Is it able to transport it? Is it able to utilize it? Or the hormone receptor sites blocked as related to it transporting? Which are you supporting your body's lymphatic system and getting it where it needs to go? Is your body able to utilize it? Or do you have all these toxins and chemicals mimicking and blocking your hormone receptor sites where they plug in? Can your body use it? Do you have enough vitamin D, like I'm learning, to use what you created? And is your body flushing out what's used? So when you think about hormones, before you say I have a hormonal issue, how are you using lifestyle strategies? Holistic, that's what this is. Lifestyle strategies, nutrition, and even movement as medicine. I haven't talked as much about exercise, but okay. Are y'all there? Are y'all with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? We ran them down. So what if you create enough of the hormone, but you can't use it because your hormone receptor sites are blocked? I'm so ahead of myself with this, darn. I need to stick to my slides. So if your hormone receptor sites are blocked, then the hormones, excess hormones in the blood, excess sugar in the blood is what? Diabetes. Excess fats in the blood, that's the cholesterol, high cholesterol. Excess hormones in the blood, I don't know what that's called, but I know that when they can't dock, imagine a boat being lost at sea. It can't dock. If it can't dock, it sends a signal to the fat cells, yo, we need some help. It's excess in the bloodstreams, and the fat cells come in and go, no problem. So I don't care if you've had surgery and had it sucked out. This is why we see so many people get plastic surgery and blow back up. I don't care what you get done. You can undo the doctor's work and your body will create more fat cells, period, to protect you, Okay. Tell me in the chat, how you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? We're rounding down on this. The good thing is I know that we can finish this in one class. I think I have like 15 minutes or left. 15 minutes or left. And I think I started these saying it'll be 40-minute classes. I just give you guys a lot more information. Technically, the 5 classes you got, this would have been the entire presentation. The entire everything you're getting would have been done in 4 hours when it's in person. Okay, you said yes, yes. Oh, okay, I like when y'all share with each other. Share what you use. If you have some natural things that you use. Nellie's laundry soda for a year. Okay. Most regular, and your skin tells you, your body speaks like, we don't like this. Those are the small changes that you can make. Wait till you got to buy detergent. So wait till you finish using the poisonous stuff. If it's not irritating your skin, and then make the switch. I don't use dryer sheets. I use wool balls, and I put different essential oils based on what I want my clothes to smell like. I'll mix orange and vanilla. Be careful with the essential oils that you get. And I put the wool ball in, and that's how I, get the lint and stuff off my clothes that way. Okay. So look, that increase in fat cells that I was just talking about, that increase in fat cells becomes a problem because your fat cells start acting like they're part of the endocrine system. And this may go over some of your heads. It's okay. Let me just say this. The endocrine system are what? Your reproductive organs. Your fat cells begin acting like an organ. They begin acting like an organ, and they start secreting their own hormones. When I learned this, I was blown away. I was like, okay, this changes the game when excess fat comes. Yes, the increase in fat cells. Your fat cells will start acting like a gland. You guys know the word gland, right? Your body, the fat cells start acting like a gland. And when they do this, guess what? They increase sugar cravings. I'm linking this with the talk of hormones to everything. Sugar cravings, and they disrupt the production of endorphins and dopamine, our happy hormones. They make us feel good. They also block what? Serotonin. Here comes the depression. You following me? We all know of what I expect. When you gain weight, I'm just depressed because I'm not happy about. It's a spiral. It's a spiral. And women in their 40s, as you're getting into your 50s, you want to prevent this because so many of them just tap out and be like, just the body I'm going to get. But them fat cells that you created, you thought it was just about how you look and it's just about vanity. They start acting like an organ. And you have this host of other issues. Now you on an antidepressant. You on diabetes medication. And all of this because of the fat cells start acting like an endocrine organ, which is why when you get all of this together, I used to be on 7 medications. Several medications, most of them for mental health issues that I didn't realize, well, wait a minute, it's the people, places, and things I'm surrounding myself with that can help to control this anger. I'm a very happy person, but my anger button can go off real quick if you violate a principle. And so I've learned to control that to maintain my peace so my body doesn't respond, because I don't want to be a fat, angry person, an unhealthy, happy, angry person, an angry person who can't run, who can't fight, who can't squabble up. Y'all following me? Are you following me? And my doctor said to me today, he said, Roxanne, if you didn't do all of what you did, you darn sure would be a type 2 diabetic. He's always impressed, but it's something with my body that don't like sugar in the blood. We're still trying to figure it out. But I think this vitamin D is going to be the key. But I'm about to research this Homa IR new lab, because my Homa IR is that of a person that has high insulin sensitivity. But my A1C says I don't. So even he doesn't know. And I'm like, he's like, I know you like to investigate, so I'm going to go investigate. Okay, Felicia, thank you. Felicia said yes. I get sometimes the comments on these replays below like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. So I say, pause it, play it back. I get excited. It's a lot of information. It's just the facts. That's why I got the girl there like, oh my goodness. When I learned it, like your fat cells will begin acting like a gland. And it'll be a part of the endocrine system. It acts as a gland. We spent a whole course on it. And I'm like, not a whole course, a whole class on it. I'm like, my fat cells down there trying to act like an ovary, but in a different way, by making me crave sugar, stopping my happy hormones, and making me depressed. And I got a stomach. Oh no, y'all won't. Oh wow, I know people be throwing them dryer sheets in there, and just the smells are chemicals. Start with some of the more simple stuff, okay? Another reminder for you before I'm gonna get to menopause. I didn't forget. I'm gonna get to menopause. Your liver must activate every hormone that is secreted from every gland in your endocrine system. The uterus, the ovaries, the testicles, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the thymus, the pineal gland, the adrenal glands. Your liver must activate those hormones. If you're not supporting your liver, or you're flooding your liver with toxins such as alcohol, that's why I say if you're trying to lose weight, balance hormones, do any of that, alcohol is the most poisonous thing you can give. And alcohol was just moved to the list of not even any amount safe, like no amount. Now, I do have a girl that says, because beer has actually a phytoestrogen in it. So she's like, well, beer actually increases estrogen, but you can do it in a different way. So I go, depending on your goals. But if you have other health issues, removing alcohol until you get reestablished balance in your systems would be ideal. And then maybe reintroduce it. I'm not really a drinker. I'm a drinker when I go out the country, and I like to have a pina colada, and that's about it. What did this, there we go, move this down. So, do you see what I mean with the liver? I've talked about it's the MVP. Your liver must activate your hormones that's secreted. If your liver is distracted, or why wouldn't you nourish that gland? If this was an employee, why would you not take care of the employee that's going to activate the hormones for all of the things that you want to do? Serotonin is a hormone. That's the happy hormone. Dopamine is a hormone. These are hormones. Hormones are the messengers in your body. Support your liver. Support your liver. Support your liver. Support your liver. Please. If you didn't get the liver meal plan, go back to the week 1 content and see what you missed. The week 1 challenge, I think was the week 1. Yeah, the week 1 challenge, counting chemicals, not calorie, where if you completed it, I told you what to message me, and you get the liver support meal plan and a castor oil pack. Okay. Once again, another reminder, vitamin D is necessary to activate all hormone receptor sites. So if your vitamin D levels are low, your hormone imbalance will be compromised. What are the main takeaways with this? I mean, we're about to get into menopause really quick. The main takeaway, stress, hell no. Moderate your stress. I spent a whole class on it and then some. Because what? Stress is linked to cortisol levels. Get your sleep. Limit your toxins. Be mindful that if you support your immune system so you don't get viruses, because it throws your body off, and that includes supporting your liver. Make sure your vitamin D levels are up, and support your liver. Why? Because your liver has to activate. The vitamin D is necessary for the hormones to be receptor sites. That's the utilization. The utilization, I don't care how much of the hormone that you're making, if your liver ain't working right and you don't have enough vitamin D, isn't optimizing. I'm talking to myself, Roxanne, your vitamin D levels are low. How dare you talk about other issues with hormones? I wonder how amazing my life is about to get when I get my vitamin D levels up. I've never had my vitamin D level above a 20, but I've never been as intentional. So I want you to think about the same thing for you. What resonated with the class so far, but especially this one on hormones that you're like, sleep, stress, detoxification as related to the liver, my vitamin D, what resonated? And tell me in the comments if it came to you right away. I'm just curious. What resonated with you the most related to your hormones? Because right away we'll go, oh, I'm going through menopause. How do you help me? Up, I have PMS. How do you help me? Up, I have PCOS. How do I help me? How do you help me? But so far, before I even gave the PMS, I'm about to give the menopause stuff. What have you done with all of these other things? I think all of us, including me, I've been more intentional about my sleep, but I'm not getting my vitamin D. It's very hard to be on point with all of the things. But when you are, you go back to the pyramid, you're able to see, oh, wow, there's a lot more work I can do to optimize the biosynthesis of my hormones, the use, the metabolism, the breakdown, to improve it, right? I'm going to wait for the comments while I sip some water, and then we're going to jump into menopause, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up and be done. Oh, here go all my tips here. Let me get my menopause page out. Why don't I see any comments coming up yet? Okay, let me wait. Let me be patient. It gives me time. Trying to be patient and not rush. And then PCOS, I got so many different protocols for y'all. It's crazy. Estrogen dominance, I'll save that. Oh, sleeping in vitamin D. I see the comments coming. How vitamin D deficiency can contribute to so many symptoms. Yes. And I'm thinking like, wait a minute, Roxanne. Your vitamin D is this low and your health is pretty good, but how much better can you get, sis? I think about me having the flu or whatever that little thing was last week that had me down, but not all the way out. And like, my vitamin D was higher. I might have been better. Menopause is where I am. I've definitely been more intentional with sleep and reducing cortisol. Sleep and vitamin D. I think sleep is one we can all agree on, even vitamin D. Menopause too, sleep and vitamin D. So before I even give you those things, a lot of times we run to those supplements and you go, that supplement ain't work for me. Or did you do all the foundational things? Y'all seen the pyramid. You seen the pyramid. Do all the foundational stuff as well, especially the stuff that doesn't cost you money. So before you go buying all these different, and I mean, there's mental defense concoction. I forgot to put that in the comments. Daggone it. Okay. I gotta add that. Because you can watch every one of these videos and all the supplements think you need all of them. But I want you to first look at what you can control before you buy something. And see how things improve, how you unmuddy the waters, and then determine what you really need. Vitamin D, I would argue that if it's low, you need it. Unless your doctor done told you you don't, yeah. Miss Pam, if I didn't, then yeah. Yeah, I have you up here on a sticky note because I'm going to get to that tonight or in the morning, but yeah. I think I know that's why. I wonder if it, okay, let me not go off. I'm about to go off in a whole consultation. I'm not supposed to do that. Okay. Mine's issues are poor sleep, low belly fat, anything else, preventative measures, getting your, yes, legacy, yes, get the consultation. And the belly fat, remember, a lot of that belly fat is what? Our body storing it where it's hardest to get. So when people go, is this, even when you see those things that go, this is a menopause belly, this is a stress belly, I don't always agree with those graphics. Can I look at somebody and usually tell? Usually I can tell, but I can't say that their belly is always the same. I can always tell a gut health belly. Speaking of, starting this week, possibly, definitely by next week, the Spill the Tea Tuesdays to become case studies. So I kind of paused because I didn't like it just being educational, where I'm going to have, and a client gave me an idea and she will be the first one up. She was like, use that picture of my belly. It'll be a belly on a screen. I'm going to be green screen. The belly sitting here by my head. And I'm going to be talking about the belly and giving it as a case study and giving what the person's issues were and what my recommendations were. Just to showcase what I do, but also to help people who maybe can't afford it. They still won't be kind of figure it out for themselves because they won't know, but it does give more information. And that's what Spill the Tea Tuesdays is going to be on, not Tuesday, Spill the Tea. I'm not picking a day anymore. I might just spill the tea on a Friday, but I will announce it beforehand, and it will be on TikTok. I was calling it Spill the Tea Tuesdays, but I just can't do on Tuesday, so I got to make it like just different days. Okay, what was I going into next? I'm looking at my notes. Signs and symptoms of menopause. Remember, menopause is really just a day. They may not like that I say that. Perimenopause is everything leading up to 15 years before. I have some women that go into menopause by the time they're 40. Menopause is when your period has been absent for 12 months. And when people say, I'm still in menopause, those of us who are practitioners go, menopause is a day. It's a day. Do the symptoms continue? Yes, but the actual term menopause is a day. The period has ended. So are you in menopause? Are you in a state of you no longer get a period? Yep. That's it. It's the cessation of your menstrual cycle. It's over. I'm going to think of a different name for it. Like not the golden years, but something else. So when I get there, it's going to have some kind of glamorous type situation. So, irregular periods, hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, anxiety, irritability, disrupted sleep. I'm beginning to see that because my cortisol levels are going up. And when estrogen goes down, cortisol can go up. Just know that anything you think of that's going down is estrogen's fault, likely. My vision getting blurrier. Yes, my doctor confirmed that's lower estrogen. That's a sign. That's why I go, even though my levels look good, they must have been higher. Weight gain, vaginal dryness, decreased libido. You don't know what libido is? That means a desire to have sex. Thinning hair, headaches, urinary incontinence. I have that. As much as I try to do my Kegels and stuff, the estrogen also is a protective factor with the line and making those muscles. You decline, it makes them more weak. We lose our superhero hormone. The lifestyle treatment. So those are signs and symptoms of menopause, but also of perimenopause. I'm linking this together. Also of perimenopause, okay? Menopause support tips. Screenshot, because menopause in itself of a topic could be a whole different presentation. But I'm not doing that because y'all need to work on the foundational stuff. This was for you to educate you. It's a small piece. Menopause, really, you see it at the top, is a small piece of the puzzle. If you ain't getting your stress under control, your blood sugar, handling the adrenal glands is linked to the stress, your blood sugar, your insulin, your thyroid, your adrenal glands, but you want to address this small piece, address the rest of the pyramid. That's why it's a small piece of the presentation. Even though it's a big part of our life, a lot of us don't address the other issues that are directly linked. When I talked about how blood sugar is linked and sleep is linked and stress is linked to impacting your estrogen. Yes, maybe with aging, your estrogen levels are going down, but how much more damage are you doing in the process because of your lifestyle behaviors, because of the soil you're subjecting your tree of life to? Okay. Screenshot that. It told you all support tips. Liver, adrenal, thyroid. We covered it. If you're just replaying this before the other ones, go back. Fat, fiber, and protein in each meal. When I was trained, instead of saying fat, carbs, and protein, fat, fiber, because carbs can be empty. You want a fiber. If you're doing a low-carb diet, doing menopause, I hope you have somebody helping you. My clients that do my holistic fasting reset or any type of meal plan that's low carb, I am monitoring because a lot of time it fails. It makes your cortisol levels go up and makes your menopausal symptoms increase. So you want to be mindful of those type of programs that you have somebody monitoring you to be able to transition you. So you just don't. So when people go, that didn't work for me. I have a client that the intermittent fasting didn't work for her, but my Rev Me Up fat loss program has. And I'm seeing that more often than not. And I'm like, well, yeah, you perimenopausal. Your body, you fasting for that long of a window or short of a window, your body didn't like. So in my holistic fasting reset, they use a gadget. There's a certain gadget I have them use so they know when to stop their fasting window. So we keep, and I give them things to support their cortisol levels. High quality soy. So when you are estrogen dominant, you don't want a lot of soy. Anybody that has PMS symptoms, things like that, remove the soy. But when you need estrogen, bring in the soy. It does the opposite thing. Prioritizing your gut health and reducing inflammation, which we're getting into in the upcoming weeks. I just said this, didn't I? I just said this. Absolutely no fasting. Avoid caffeine and sugar. Eat at regular times throughout the day. You can't be eating every 5 hours. You need to be eating the way you put a baby on a schedule, every 3 to 4 hours. Reduce the highly processed foods. No intense cardio. That's why so many people end up doing all that cardio and wondering why what worked in your 20s ain't gonna work now. The workouts that we do, I do 3 live workouts a week. I gave the information last week. It's on the website. And then you come into the portal. We do power Pilates. We do soca and Afro beats. It's a cardio workout with the booty band. And we do strength. So, okay. Let me go. Menopause supplements. Now, before you go buying all the menopause supplements, my favorite one is the Mental Defense because it has much of this in there. That's the one I see the best relief with. It is in the TikTok shop. If you're live right now, it's not in the description box. I'm going to have to add it for people when they replay it because I don't think it's there. It might be there. I don't think so, though. I think I missed it. I need to go back and add that. Oh gosh, where'd it go? If you're like, what are some of these? And I know some of you, because you've been struggling, the diomethylane, that's what the DIM is right here. God, where did I move this? Okay, I moved it. I don't have it there. That's down below. That's a non-negotiable for me, no matter what age. It helps with estrogen metabolism. Whether your estrogen is too high, estrogen is too low, it's excellent. It's excellent. It's excellent. But if you're one of my clients who are like, you didn't tell me to shoot it, if I already have you on if you didn't complain about a lot of menopausal symptoms, I wait on it. There's no need to throw, and you don't want to throw all of the whole kitchen sink at it, because certain things I back you off of, and while you're off of that, because your body becomes too reliant, I substitute. So that's the benefit in working with me, because then I'm watching you. A lot of you don't know how to watch your symptoms and know, oh, I've been on this supplement for this long, time for me to come off of this, go on to another one, then I come back on, and we trade them in and out. That's important. So even if you're seeing stuff, you're a part of my core collective or a different client, if you're like, I'm seeing these different things I need to know, I would have got, but if your symptoms change, y'all got to keep in touch with me, log your symptoms. Your symptoms change, and I go, let's throw it. This is mainly these things here. The probiotic, everyone that's menopausal, probiotic, definitely, especially if you have gut health issues. Magnesium's great too. I just don't try to throw all of this at y'all, but I do take this, and this, and this. I do. I don't like throwing y'all having to buy $500 worth of supplements right when you come with me. So we just address small things, and I see how things improve. And then if things get worse and we need to double up on something, or if we titrate you out, or I shift in and out as needed, but I don't want to put you all on everything. And then hormone replacement therapy also has been beneficial. So my best guidance, the reason I can't give you a lot, where did my mouse go? Here we go. On menopause and don't like to, this is why. Target practice when it comes to balancing your hormones rarely works. So even though I show you those slides, I saved them for last, because me telling you that, it rarely works. You got to address the other things. Yes, if you see me on TikTok, other things, that's me in a moment trying to review products and say this works. But when people come back and say something doesn't work, I know it's because of the rest of the pyramid. But I can't, ain't nobody watching that on social media. That's going to take me too long. It's hard enough keeping y'all on this live or getting y'all to replay it. And it's a free course. All right. So, oh, Felicia, I like that you always got to make changes. Your body will adapt to the adaptogens. So you got to be on them, then come off. And I kind of teach you that. So you don't need to be with me forever, but you learn that. Like anyone that's with me for like a 3-month process, 6 months. I mean, I have clients that have been with me for 2 or 3 years since I shifted here in 2022, that are still with me. I have different ways to keep, but by then you kind of learn it. And you fill me in, and I go, oh, girl, tweak this, do this, do this. And it even costing you a call, because you're a part of my main core, and I've kept up with you, so I know what to teach, what to tell you to do. It's not target practice. So if you're watching these videos and just ordering and you feel like, I don't know what to do, you need a clarity consultation. You need a clarity consultation to get clear on what your roots are. I can tell you what to do with your soil, so your branches will do, on your tree of life will do what you want them to do. All right? Ooh, too fast. Once again, the pyramid. Why did I spend a short time on menopause? When y'all want quick answers, because there's no quick answer. You got to address all of this, which is what I've done in all the 4 classes before. Do all of the 4 classes, and then that small stuff, then yes. You see how this relieves some of your symptoms, and if it doesn't relieve it, then we add that in. For those of y'all that's struggling right away, like libido and things, I'll be like, oh, let me get you some maca root, let me get you some this, let me get you some that. At 9 o'clock when I'm on TikTok after this, I'm going to talk more about the supplements with that. So yes. Oh, Nataki, I see you. Okay, great. I was going to be checking in on you, but I know the weekends sometimes are busy for people. Okay. Best practice. We are done in 1 minute here, y'all. I can't read it because my thing, here we go. The most effective approach is to follow the order of operations, that pyramid, by also addressing digestive and inflammation related issues. We just covered hormones. This Human Talk movement, everybody was doing 4 classes. I said, I'm going to see who really is down to learn. I'm going to teach them the good stuff that can handle it. So digestive in the next 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks following that will be immune imbalances. So before you say, I don't have inflammation, if you are trying to lose weight, if you have any type of disease, inflammation is the root of all of it. All of it. So a lot of times people don't like to stick around for that one, and they find resolve in that. There's 3 buckets. We covered the hormones. This was a second class. Next, I'll be covering digestive health. And with digestive, pay attention in the classroom, because I want us to, I need to order more of the colon cleanse tea, because I know as soon as I announce it, I'm going to sell out. But I want us to be actually be doing a cleansing process during it. If you want to jump on board and you're watching this, if you already ordered it, great. Wait to start with us, because I want us to start next week together, because it's 2 sessions of digestive, and the colon cleanse is a 14-day treatment. And I want us to be cleansing that system as we're talking about it, so you have the visual. If not, you can go on and order it. While it's not in the box below, if you just go to drrocksteas.com, one of the other teas that's linked below, you'll be on the main tea site. Then go to the colon tea and order the colon tea. Or you can order from TikTok. The pricing is the same. And the shipping is free. They just now added a marketplace tax. So if you guys are like, wait a minute, this was a little bit, they taxed us. I was like, marketplace tax. And it said effective January 1st. So you're probably going to see it on other websites too. They collect it, they submit it. I don't got to do it, so it's fine. I don't get the extra $1, $2, whatever, but it's a marketplace tax now that they're charging. So, So really quick, right here, screenshot this. If you're always wondering where to find me, if you're new, you're not in the classroom, you are in the classroom. I'm trying to pull this darn, okay. It's just not going to get out my way. So, okay. I moved it over here and I enlarged it. There we go. This is how you can connect with me. I'm most active. I'm not really active here anymore, because these are really just people that know me, family, friends, and don't really engage. Where I love and I find my tribe, where people commune, is TikTok. And then here on YouTube, you can find the replays from the classes. I don't really post on LinkedIn. I'm just there to be there. Facebook, whatever goes on Instagram goes there. So where you would find me mainly is here and here. Here's my website. This is a phone number. And this is the email to get in touch with me. So screenshot, save that. Tag a friend. Let me. Oh, I did say, wait a minute. I said the PCOS. Tell me what you wanted to know about PCOS. Let me stop the share. Wait, where's the share? Stop the share. Did it stop? Did the share stop? It did it? Wait a minute, y'all. Let me come back up here. Okay. I think it stopped. Let me see. Tell me for PCOS. It's 8:42. Hormones is the hardest. Woo, hormones takes the longest. Tell me what PCOS, since especially y'all are on live, what you, and by the way, for those that are clients, what I put up there is not everything. I have whole protocols on different conditions that I use to also help me when I'm mapping and making your care plan. So in guidelines as to those things I put up that I recommended, don't just go get them. You don't know if you need that. All right. But related to PCOS, did ask me questions in the chat quickly, and I'll put it there because I didn't include it in the presentation, but I know I did say that I would touch on it if you guys asked. Or you can send me a message in, I disappeared. Woo! You can send me a message in the chat. Now, as a reminder, I have a menopause tea. The menopause tea helps with everything. That's linked below. So all things menopause, will I recommend this? Yes, it's all herbs. And you get the card that breaks down what the herbs are for. I talked about the sleep tea, detoxing your body from toxins, the detox tea. When we talk about flushing your body, although the colon cleanse is what I want you to do for digestive, this flushes the lymphatic system so your body can transport the hormones, right? I recommend the colon cleanse and then doing this, but never doing them together. You know, I'll talk about that more next week, but the colon cleanse I'm going to recommend everyone gets as we go in, and I'm actually going to do it with you guys. But everything else is linked below. The other thing, wait, get your books. I know I forgot something else. Wait a minute. I had all your recommendations. I had more recommendations. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Inositol and mild Cairo. I start with, this is what I will say. Start with the foundation of the pyramid. because PCOS is mostly insulin resistant type issues. So start with the pyramid. Common symptoms for PCOS, anyone that's new, and then I'm gonna no, wait a minute. Let me come back. Let me come back. Let me give you all the references, and then I'm gonna go to the PCOS. PCOS in your book that's linked below. I told you I wasn't sure how this book was going to be, but yeah. Write these pages down. And you may not need to. You can find it, but sometimes they put them under things where you wouldn't think to look, okay? PCOS, page 252. Also page 254 because it's linked to blood sugar. So for all of you where I talked about blood sugar being the foundation of, your blood sugar issues, 254 has a blood sugar kind of elixir remedy. PCOS, page 252, it has an elixir remedy for that. A hormone balancer for all things hormones, page 257. Menopause, specifically menopause, page 261. PMS, page 259 and 262. Libido, y'all, this book right here. Libido, page 264. Erectile dysfunction for the men, page 265. Menopause in your guidebook, page 170, 178 for extra reading. Now, if you read stuff in this and want to ask me questions in the classroom, then do it. But that's where it has some additional information. I like you to go after you do the class because then it helps in how you take things in. Oh, Nataki, thank you. I see you guys in there talking. Y'all in there talking like Miss Pam said the best decision she ever made when she got her consultation in her matrix. Now, also the menopause tea, the Genesis Gold I linked below. This is the Sacred 7 I told y'all about. This is my $88 supplement. This one is $150. I barely used all of this one, although they recommend both because I don't have all the symptoms. But this one, yes. Are they both effective? Yes. I only recommend both when people really have a lot of issues. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of shmoney for 1 month. This is the one I do. And it actually lasts me, for those that I recommended this lasts me more than a month. So even though I do the subscription every 2 or 3 months, I skip an order because it does last me more than a month. This is a game changer. It supports the hypothalamus. It's an amino acid mix. And those that have gone to other functional medicine practitioners go, oh my gosh, this is a game changer. Absolutely is. Don't just buy it unless you got it like that. You want to get a clarity consultation to see if you actually need it. You may not need it right now. Save this tool for when you actually need it. And this may replace you getting 4 other supplements. So this is what I mean when I say the clarity consultation will help you from spending money and making sure you get what you need. The DIM, I got one. I got to go order. This is my DIM. Like when I tell you, I take the DIM. And this is for men and women, by the way. So your man with the big old belly, this will help him with the belly because it's estrogen metabolism. It'll help keep his testosterone from converting that testosterone into estrogen. The wild yam cream, y'all know I talked about this before. It's linked below. Wild yam cream, all things hormones, men and women, a little dab will do you. I have had this $35 jar since August. Look, August. We are in. So I had August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 7 months, $35. I'm still not done. I'm just now beginning to see the bottom and the sides are thick. The wild yam cream, yes. But if you're not having symptoms, so once again, my regular clients, Rox, you didn't tell me about it. Unless you have a lot of hormone imbalances, no, and I don't like to loop y'all with a lot. If you want to get it, will it help? Thyroid, put it here, put it here, put it here, put it here. A little dab will do you. Check with me. You want to do it twice a day. Yes, it works. I just don't like to flood y'all with everything. But if you had an extra $35, I've had this, what did I say, 7 months? 7 months. The Genesis, there's a lot of imitations. My label with everything that's in it. Other than fall off, here it goes. Grapeseed oil, almond oil, castor oil, wild yam root, red clover, chase tree. I love chase tree I didn't have it in here, but I take chase tree too, y'all, for progesterone. Oh goodness. Cramp bark, vitamin E, shea butter, organic beeswax, coconut oil, lavender, frankincense, clary sage, essential oils. It's excellent. And it smells good. You don't smell bad. You have it. One motivated queen said, I have it. If you do, come here. If you don't go take you a little bit and do this, I can't do as much. You take a little bit, a pea size, and do some right here. You do it before you go to bed in the morning. Now I'll be doing both sides because I'll be like, look, this is the $35. I'm on 7 months. Look, some here, then you just put it in a different spot in the morning. Here on your wrist, here on your abdomen. I like to put it where the ovaries is at, and it smells good. So, is this a go for almost anybody? Pretty much, in my opinion, in my educational opinion, yes. But do I always recommend it right away? I recommend the strong stuff first. Some people see improvements right away with this. If you have PCOS, endometrium, anything hormonal, yes, yes. And I'm consistent with it because it's by my castor oil pack. And at this point, because I'm consistent with so many things, I'm scared to stop it because I'm scared what's going to happen. So I don't say take everything that I'm taking, but yeah, one motivated queen, y'all going to stop buying stuff and not using it. You use it. Okay, that's everything I had over there. Okay. Okay. I told you DIM, the Genesis Gold, the Menopause Tea, the Wild Yam Cream. There's a hormone balancing drop. I'm sharing all of this, but you got to take what I taught you and read and go, would this really work for me? The hormone balancing drop combines a bunch of things. The Chase Tree, my maca root is downstairs for libido. Okay. And I don't always recommend that. It depends. Because there's other things for libido that can help support some of the other issues. It depends on what we're doing. The PCOS, before we round out, this is our longest class. Let me go back to the PCOS question. Oh, okay, you asked about that. Let me give you some protocols. So symptoms of PCOS, just real quick, because it's not included in my presentation, but I'm going based on my protocols. I don't have a PCOS client base. Can I help? Yes. If they struggle a lot, I refer out. People that have struggled a long time and the basic stuff only helps surface level, I like to refer out to an expert where that's all they do is work with. My specialty is weight and fat loss, menopause, that kind of stuff. PCOS, if the small recommendations, they don't do the baseline stuff, that's still not working, I recommend out. It can get complicated sometime, especially if it runs in the family. But the most common causes are inflammation and insulin resistance. Inflammation's a bucket. I bet most people with PCOS, especially my younger girls, are like, I don't got no inflammation. Yes, you do, boo-boo. You got PCOS. Inflammation and insulin resistance. You're drinking coffee, causing more insulin resistance. Get you some cortisol drops. Go to bed early. Let's undetox. Let's restore balance to your immune system. Those are the common causes. It's either genetics, immune imbalances that cause inflammation that you may not see here on a cellular level, and insulin resistance. So if you have PCOS, stick around. If you have PCOS girlfriends, they need to watch these videos. And they may have gut health issues that's causing the inflammation. Do you follow me with the connection? Because you might be like, oh, I can skip the digestive ones. You don't even know if you have a gut health issue. I didn't know I had one. I thought my tongue was good. I thought how I pooped was good until I learned what I learned. So how long do you need to use it for? I was scared I wouldn't stop. What you talking about? For the oh, are you talking about the Myodecairo? I'm not familiar with that. I've never put a client on it. I've heard what other people say and they swear that it's changed their life, but I've never put a client on it with PCOS. Not that you shouldn't, but I will let me see if it's in my protocols, because I have protocols for things I don't treat. Not saying that it's not good. There's so much new stuff out there. It's hard to keep up. And I'm going to be honest and go, look, I got to study up on that if it's something I want to specialize in, But the best thing you can do is anti-inflammatory. Keep your blood sugar stable. Blood sugar, fat, fiber, and protein in every meal. Eliminate caffeine, sugar, alcohol. Eliminate gluten and dairy. Some of the same things for what we do helps PCOS. So when I help people, if we can help that, she said, I'm recommending cortisol drops to everybody need a cortisol drop. It's amazing. Oh, the wild yam cream. You can keep using that. That's all natural. Ain't nothing in there super strong. It's just a combination of good oils and waxes and stuff. So yes. Yep. Unless a doctor has told you otherwise or you have an allergic reaction. Remember, when you start taking anything, Your body, like an antidepressant, may react the opposite way. So you want to pay attention. When I'm monitoring my clients in the portal and they start taking supplements, I have them logging their symptoms. So I can pick up on it even before, oh, wait a minute, you have more bloating. Wait a minute, you got a rash. Wait a minute, which rarely happens. But I had a client on the adaptogens that were supposed to give her energy, make her extremely tired. How was I able to help her? She was logging. And I said, oh, wait a minute, you've been tired 2 days in a row? Stop the adaptogens. Imagine if I was a regular doctor, she wouldn't have seen me for a month. She might have still been taking them and been fatigued and didn't know why. That's the benefit to continuing to work with me in the beginning when getting used to this lifestyle. PCOS. Oh yeah, the methyl B complex. My boyfriend's been taking that for energy. I put that in my showcase. The methyl B complex is a good one. The DIM I talked about for PCOS, the chase tree I talked about because that's progesterone. The DIM is because of the estrogen balance. Adaptogens that I talked about before, also good. Oh no, it is on here. Okay, yes, the myodichyro and the it's here. It's here. You're right. It's here. So it's here. Yes. So that is in the protocol. I just have not worked with anyone I work with. I resolved those base. I like to resolve things base wise first, and then go into a supplement. And I haven't had anyone that that's come to me with really bad PCOS. It was like, yeah, PCOS, but not as a client, as a corporate and a corporate wellness where they weren't paying for the services the company was. So yes, it's on there. But I say support the base first before you get to these supplements. Support the base, support the base. I hope that's helpful. But that's the main thing. It's genetics. It runs in the family. Insulin resistance and inflammation. Treat the root. And you might not even need the myodichyro and sotatol, the Chiro and inositol. And myodichyro. Yeah. You might not even need it because you're able to resolve the other issues a different way. A lot of people take supplements and still got fucked up ways of eating, fucked up ways of sleeping, not managing their stress. Imagine if they if they did all of that first. Might not need the supplement, or if they did all that and the supplement, you're going to resolve other issues at the soil and other root issues you didn't realize you had. So I always encourage, before a supplement, when possible, do the baseline stuff. Because I don't want you hopping from a pill for a pill. That's one thing they train me not to do. Although I'm on here pushing all these supplements because I like to get y'all fast results. You don't want to hop from a pill to a pill. Okay, this will be our last 2-hour class because the hormones is the longest one. Digestion will be 2 classes. We may only need 1, but you know me, I get excited. That'll be more. Immune, we might only need 1, but I'll probably still keep it at 2 because immune goes fast. And if you did not get the note-taking sheet, I made you a note-taking sheet that looks like this, but you would have to write in your stuff. And it lists your lifestyle strategy, so you could have been taking notes during this. So I talked about it in the portal. I posted a message, not in the portal, in the classroom, to go back through so you can organize yourself into like a binder type situation. The recipes are there. A list of phytoestrogens, plant-based estrogens is there. So make sure you tap on the tab because automatically you go to the home screen in the classroom. Make sure you tap on the tab that says week 4 and week 5 questions and lecture materials because I lumped it all into once and it's all balancing hormones. Yes, you will. Oh my God. Yes, you will be. Well, come on. Because let me tell you, one thing I will tell a client if I can't, I'm like, no, I can help you. PCOS isn't as complex as people think it is, but you got to be willing to address all the baseline issues. So when some people, they come, and if I get nervous, I go, let me send you to somebody else. Sometimes I use my intuition to know, but I've become more confident in what I'm doing since I've been practicing in this space for 3 years now. And in terms of the holistic medicine, and it's just like, I'm always learning, always learning, always learning. So, okay. Was this helpful, y'all? Oh, we supposed to be on TikTok right now. We might got to practice a line dance. I got to look all my stuff downstairs and set up, which means I'm going to be late again. I think they used to me being late on air, but was this helpful? Was this helpful? Let me know if this was helpful for you while I'm packing up my little bag. Let me know if this was helpful. Tag a friend. They might not be able to sit and watch the whole 2 hours. They might got to break it up. Do it while they're, laundry or something. But, yes. Miss Pam said, get some sheet protectors. I love sheet protectors. I even got a little a little small lamination machine. I love being organized. Look at me packing up all my stuff, all my goodies. Remember, you don't need all the stuff like I do. Not right away. But for my clients, just know you're replaying or watching now. It's not that I didn't tell you. I'm trying to be mindful of y'all money and trying to just see what results we get with baseline improvements before we start doing all of the things. All right. But if you see something and go, I want to know, can I get it? Just message me and I'll tell you. Just message me. If it's not on your care plan or it wasn't on for those in my core collective on our call, like, girl, we ain't talk about that. Y'all in the core collective. No, I'm always learning something new. And I'll be sometimes forgetting to tell y'all. So y'all got to check in with me. Super helpful. Thank you. Oh, super helpful. It was long, but for those of us that want this information, good. Okay, I got Eat and charge my phone. I think my phone is charged up. I'm going to be on in like 15 minutes. I'm going to be 15 minutes late for sure because I'm going to go downstairs, get set up, and it's just me talking on. We're going to see what we're going to do. I like to go on and have some fun. So, okay, good. So I will see y'all next week. I'm actually not tired, so I guess I'm recovering good. I got to add the mental defense. Depending on when y'all are rewatching this, I need to add the stinging nettle is there. I need to add the glucagon, the mental defense. I'm going to do this when I come back up. So that got to stay there. This. Okay. Oh, I appreciate y'all too. We had a lot more in the beginning, but people don't stick to it all the time, and that's okay. It's here for the replay. It's here for the replay. I look forward to your questions in the classroom or below. The best thing you can do is like this video and share the video. Sometimes you can't like it when you're live, I don't think. Can you like it when you're live? I don't think you can. Can you? I can't. You can. I forgot to tell y'all to like it because I just liked it. And most of y'all is gone. I got to remind people to like it. You can like it and you can share it. So I'll see some of y'all soon on TikTok. All right. Bye.